Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Backwards Hat Productions. Tonight, we're live Daytona International Speedway, the World Center of Racing, the NMNTS SimSpec Monday Night Thunder Series. Robbie Buckner, we got 70 laps of wheel-to-wheel, heart-pounding super speedway action coming at these finks tonight. You ready for this?
Yeah, buddy. It's Daytona. Everybody's excited when we go super speedway, restricted plate racing. And like I always say, you wanted the best, you got the best. You have the NMNTS.
Well, we've got about 27 trucks that have took time right now. On top of the boards, you've got John Kennedy, Joe Burchett, fresh off of last week's. Missed last week because of a injury sustained outside of the league here, and back with us tonight, Gordon Larson Jr. Look at that, Robbie, the 00 truck sitting up there in third right now.
Oh, yeah. Daytona and Talladega are the great equalizer. This is the kind of races that give those that feel like they don't have a chance on the short tracks or the intermediates. You know, they come into this race expecting to win, expecting to have the ability to compete, so it's going to be exciting to see how this goes.
Well, 27 trucks, definitely anybody can win tonight, Rob. Like you just mentioned, it's super speedway racing, and this is one of those things where everybody has a chance, and it also makes the racing a little more exciting. Some of those guys that, you know, you normally don't get to see running up in the top half of the field, maybe even in the top 5, you could see here tonight.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You're going to see several drivers up front that you don't normally see. We'll talk about drivers we don't normally talk about. Fans will get introduced to some of the best super speedway racing on the Sim Series.
Well, I feel like maybe first and foremost, we talked to last week's winner, Spence Thompson. What do you think?
Let's do it.
Spence Thompson, this is Bradley Wilson up here in the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, man, we're talking about super speedway racing tonight. The final time you guys are going to see the Daytona International Speedway in the 2018 truck side of things. You know, Robbie and I are sitting here, we're looking at the 28 trucks that have taken time already, and we're talking about tonight, any one of those 28 drivers could punch a ticket to victory lane here.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, man. Especially like when you come to the plate tracks like Daytona and Talladega, man, it's like, you know, every other track we go to, there's like a few certain drivers in the field that you can point to and say, hey, this guy's going to be strong, this guy's going to be strong, this guy's going to be strong. And it's always one of them things when you come to a plate track, man, it's everybody in the field has a shot at winning this thing, especially if they're in the right position near the end of the race. Every one of them's got a shot to win this thing if they're in the right position.
Well, man, you're coming fresh off that dominating performance in last week's win at Chicagoland, but not really. You know, this is a whole different beast tonight. And I know you and I have spent a lot of time talking about how you're not really in control of your own destiny here. One little mistake, one little bobble in the mid pack, you know, anywhere in the pack really, and you can be wrecked before you know it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It was the case when we came here in back in February, man. We felt like we were gonna have a good, strong, solid car. Sitting good after that first stage. Some freak accident happened under caution and took us pretty much out of the running there. So, and plate tracks have never been my forte, and they've never really been an exciting place for me to go to and try to race, man. Because like you said, we're not in control of our own destiny here. It's always about, you know, making sure you have that trust in everyone around you that you're running with, or you're running behind, or you're trying to run up front. And it's always about making sure that you stay out of the big one, man. Because like you said earlier too, and like it's pretty much been every time that we've come here, one little mistake can pretty much cost like anybody in this race here tonight. So plan is try to stay out of the big ones, stay out of the wrecks, and hopefully we have this thing at the end so we can get a good finish tonight to back up that good dominating win last week.
Well, Spence, we want to talk, before we let you get back out there and make some more practice laps, what, you know, coming off that win last week, what are the Spence Thompson keys to winning this place tonight?
I think the keys for pretty much anybody to start off with is, like I said earlier, just staying out of the wrecks. Second, make sure that you're in position at the near the end of the race to try to make a move to the front to try to win it. And then another big thing is make sure that you don't have any mistakes on pit road tonight, either getting in or getting out of the pit stall, because couple of times throughout this season, we've had a couple mistakes on pit lane that cost us either good finishes or even shots at wins tonight. So I think you'll see a few of the guys that know they got good trucks and want to make sure they're there at the end of the race. There's going to be a handful of drivers tonight that'll probably be hanging toward the back of the pack just so they can stay out of the big one tonight. So you're going to see a lot of different strategies play out here tonight, but it should be, nonetheless, I think it's going to be an exciting race. We're looking forward to it. Maybe not 100% looking forward to it, but we definitely want to get out there and try to at least have something near the end of the race so we can try to make a run at it.
Well, Champ, we're going to let you get back down there and get some more laps turned in the draft, but we want to thank you for taking a few minutes out. Congratulations once again on that win last week, and good luck here today.
Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Once again, that was Spence Thompson, last week's winner at Chicagoland. Robbie Spence, one of those guys who's been around this league a long time, and definitely a lot of truth in the words spoken.
Yeah, it's going to be a crapshoot most of the race, like you said. You know, you got to stay out of the big one, position yourself for that last stage. So it's going to be exciting to see what happens. I know in the opening race, I tried to position myself for that last stage, had myself in position for the last stage, but still got caught up in a wreck. So never know.
Well, Robbie, we talk about stages and everything, and it's interesting because you've got to try to position yourself into that last stage. I know when we came here in February, I gave up the stage points. I decided that stage points that night overall wasn't worth starting the season off on a top 10, and I finished, inside the top 10. But now we're at the center part of the season, Robbie. It's points matter. Every point you can get matters, including those stage points, as we've seen Jared Mogard with stage point after stage point, and it's what really is one of the factors. Not all of course the wins he's gathered up don't hurt, but it's definitely those bonus points that can be one attributing factor to being the points leader right now.
Oh yeah, stage points are important. They really set you up. They allow you to have a bad night. If you go out and win stage, win stage 1, stage 2, that's 20 points right there. And then if you have a bad third stage, those 20 points will help make up for the bad night. Same time, if you don't get any stage points and have a bad night, you lose a lot. So you definitely want to go after stage points the best you can.
Well, I'm telling you what, I know one thing. We're going to be in for an exciting 70 laps. As there's definitely, like Spence said, going to be a lot of strategies. As you watch practice continue on from some roof shots, you see the big one happening there. But there's going to be, there's going to be strategies, Robbie. There's going to be a lot of things play out here, as always, at Daytona. So it'll be real interesting to see.
Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see how it plays out. Definitely want to avoid the big one like what just happened. So
what? I tell you what, speaking of anybody can win here, of course this guy, he's a champion, the Grand National Series champion in 2017, but he's currently up in the top 3, so why don't you see if you can get a hold of Gordon Larson in the 00 truck?
Can do, will do. Gordon Larson, Robbie Butler, Backwards Hat Production Booth, got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Gordon, coming into Daytona, looks like you got a lot of speed in that truck, currently 3rd on the board, man. What's it looking like for tonight?
Feels pretty good. Just need to keep it clean and stay out of the big one.
Heck yeah, brother. I tell you, when we came here at the beginning of the season at Daytona, a lot of different strategies, like me and Bradley were just talking about with points and stage points, and a lot of people chose to give up the stage points in order to just try and finish the race at the end. You got any strategy going into this? How you going to play out the stages?
We're going to see how it goes, just see how it feels and see what everybody else is doing, but we'll just see how it goes. If we're in a position where maybe we can get up there and snag a top 10 on the stage or 2, we're going to try. But if it looks a little too dicey, we're just going to save the truck.
Well, heck yeah, brother. I know you've been driving a new truck here recently, the Gordon Larson remodeling truck. Want to tell some people about the business, sir?
Yeah, we do just normal remodeling, deck, screen rooms, window replacement. But, family owned.
Family owned and operated out of Alabama, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, heck yeah. If you guys are in Alabama looking for a little touch up on your house, get in touch with Gordon Larson. He'll hook you up with a sunroom apparently, or screen porch and some windows. But
that's it.
That's it. Well, Gordon, best of luck to you tonight, brother. Hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of a couple stages, and maybe even at the end of this race.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. We've been doing the past couple of weeks. We've been moving up in the points, so we're just going to try to keep it going.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Best of luck to you tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, that was Gordon Larson, driver of the 00 truck. You see him on your screen now. Robbie, the Hell Tour, we're right in the middle of it. 10 races here throughout the summer months. No breaks, no off weeks, just week after week in the grind. And, you know, as if this is one of the most nerve-wracking places you're going to go to. And as if this place wasn't nerve-wracking enough, you're doing it right in the middle of, you hadn't had an off week. You're running for points. The hunt picture's starting to shake up. There are 11 weeks until we start the hunt.
Yeah, it's getting down to it, you know. Every race matters, every point matters at this point. You definitely want to position yourself to be in that top 12 so that you can make the hunt. So ought to be interesting to see how it goes. But I'm going to go next door to the admin booth and get this thing underway.
All right, well, we're going to pull up some more drivers, talk with some pre-race favorites tonight. One of those is going to be the 85 truck of Zach Linger, and I'm going to have him coming up next for you here. As you see him out there in a brand new 5-Star Drafting Incorporated scheme, let's see if we can't pull up radio communications with Zach here. Zach Linger and this Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, man, we're taking a look at you on our screen right now in that brand new red, white, and blue 5-Star Drafting Incorporated 85 truck. See you right now in the middle of the pack, running about 12th, but Robbie and I have spent a whole lot of time in this pre-race show talking about how there's 29 drivers who've taken time and 29 drivers that have a chance to win tonight.
Yeah, this is gonna be a pack. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Right now, I'm already having a lot of fun battling with some of these guys up here, and just in the practice session alone. So I mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be a great time, and I really hope that we can get through here without a bad scratch.
Well, man, we've talked to a few drivers as you go 4 wide into the corner there. We've talked to a few drivers tonight, and I want to get your perspective because, you know, Robbie and I talked about how my strategy when we were here in February was I was going to give up the stage points. I just wanted to start the year off with a top 10, and we accomplished that goal, and it kind of set us up for a run there through the first half of the race, or first half of the season. However, we're in the middle of the Hell Tour now. The hunt picture's starting to shape up. Bonus points. Every point's going to matter tonight. Do you feel like, from a driver's standpoint, that that's going to shake things up? Or do you feel like, you know, maybe yourself, you're just going to kind of take what you can get through the first half of this race and then be there at the end?
Well, we're just going to have to see what tonight brings, to be quite honest with you. Because I usually like getting in, just kind of riding in the back of the lead pack. I don't really like falling towards the complete end and just kind of riding. I just kind of like falling at the back of the lead pack where all the action is, and just kind of watching out from there, seeing how aggressive people are, and just kind of filling out the race. But, you know, you're definitely right with the hunt picture still bigger than what it was at the beginning of the year. I think a lot of energy is going to be ramped up, but for me personally, I'll take some stage points if I can get it. If I'm in a good position, I'm not really going to force it until right there at the end of the race. That's when I'm going to start forcing a lot of dumb things. This track, you're able to force them, so I'm gonna try to force it at the end. But as far as stage points go, I'm gonna try to get them. But if I'm not in a position, I'm not really gonna force anything to get them. Stage wins would be nice. Some great stage points would be nice. But really, we're just looking to finish this race. A finish is better than a few stage points. So that's what we're gonna try to take out of it tonight, should anything go down.
Well, I think you're being called to the driver's meeting, so we'll let you get to that. But, man, I appreciate you taking a few minutes out here to talk with us pre-race show, and good luck tonight moving throughout your night.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.
Once again, that was Zach Lindgren, driver of the number 85 5-Star Drafting Incorporated WFO machine. As he gets set to go to pit road now, we'll zoom out a little bit. You see the trucks on pit road. 29 bad fast trucks getting ready to do battle around this 2.5 mile super speedway tonight, the Daytona International Speedway. As I tell you what, let's talk to AJ Rogers, one of the newer guys in the league, and see what he's got, what kind of feel he's got for this thing tonight. AJ Rogers, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
It's going, man. We're talking to drivers throughout the pre-race show here, and we wanted to talk to you because, you know, you're one of the newer guys. You've got a few weeks in under your belt now with the NMNTS series, but we're talking about how tonight we're at a track and we've got 29 trucks that have taken time, but any one of those 29 trucks could pull off a win here tonight. What, you know, we know that you're just a few weeks in with the series, but what kind of momentum and confidence would that give you to be able to win here at the World Center of Racing, you know, in just a few starts?
It would be definitely huge. You know, my biggest thing is just earning respect with the guys in here. I think I've shown that I can be raced around and race good for the past couple of races that I've been in. But tonight it's just going to be survival. I'm trying to figure out a little game plan we're trying to think of to see if we can be there for the end, because it's with all the other official races that went on this week, it was just by chance that you got lucky. So, but like I said, my main thing is just to earn these guys respect and hopefully be able to come back with them next weekend.
Well, it's interesting that you bring up luck here because I've talked with Spence already, and, you know, I've always said it myself that you are not in control of your own destiny at this racetrack at all. One little bobble in the field, one little, you know, whether you run in the front, the back, you could be 2 seconds off the field and one little bobble and the wreck's at you before you know it. You know, a lot of these guys are going for stage points tonight. We're in the middle of the Hell Tour in the summer months here, and the hunt picture's starting to shape up. But, you know, from a driver who is new and really just, you know, really, I mean, kind of down the point scale just a little bit where, you know, only the top 12 at the end of the season are going to be eligible for the hunt. It's, you know, one of them things where it's points only, no real wins. But still a win here, like you said, would be huge. How do you attack this racetrack? Do you go out and just go for broke, lay the wood to it, or does that give you a little extra incentive to, hey, I'm just going to kind of ride around and let some wrecks happen and then be there at the end?
Well, my foot definitely tells me just to stay in it. But as far as respect for, like me talking about, I'm huge about respect in here, and I don't want to take anybody's chances out because I'm such a new guy getting into that chase for a chance at the championship. So I'm just gonna, you know, take my time, hopefully make it around to the end, and if I'm there at the end, then I'm gonna do what I can to get up front and hopefully bring all the way around.
Well, AJ, we sure appreciate you taking a few minutes out to talk with us here. Definitely, like you said, one of the newer guys in the league, but I've heard, you know, around the garage area how much respect you've earned from these guys already. So we'll let you get back down there in the midst of the drivers' meeting. I know what's going on now, but good luck, sir, and you never know. Maybe we'll be talking to you from Victory Lane.
I sure hope so. Thank you, bud.
Once again, that was AJ Rogers, driver the number 19, the Hub U-Sim Giveaways Toyota Tundra, as he's up in the top 5 right now in the speed charts. One of the newer guys, a win here would be his first of the series. It's going to be interesting to see, you know, how it plays out for AJ as well as 28 other guys. I'm going through here, just kind of looking through the driver's radio channels here. I tell you what, I'm going to pop up another man here. We're kind of bouncing around team to team. We're going to talk with David Heise, the driver of the number 711 for HRL Motorsports. David Heise, this is Bradley Wilson, Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Bradley, I got you.
Well, man, I've been talking to a lot of folks about this place tonight, how I've seen 29 trucks take time throughout practice, and how any one of those 29 trucks could be a winner tonight.
Yeah, that's definitely the fun part about coming to Daytona. You don't have to worry about a lot of stuff, practice, getting your line right. I mean, you got to practice in the draft, but outside of that, it's a fun place to come to. Everybody's got a shot, as long as you can keep it clean. And in the sim, just like NASCAR, that's hard to do. So we'll see where we get to.
Well, man, I know y'all are fixing to go out there for qualifying, so I won't keep you too long. But, you know, you've had some strong runs, not really seen them facilitate maybe the finishes you would hope for. But, you know, do those strong runs as of late kind of build confidence coming into tonight's race?
Well, yeah, I think they do. The only problem is a lot of things can happen at Daytona that you're either not expecting or you're going to get involved in that are going to be none of your fault. You know, and sometimes, honestly, I could go out there and make a mistake and cause something. So hopefully tonight we'll build on the confidence that we've been having, stay out of trouble, and hopefully get a good finish at the end of the race.
Well, one more thing before I let you go, I want to talk strategy. Is I've talked to just about every driver about this. We're in the middle of the Hell Tour now. I mentioned there's only 11 weeks left for the Hunt deadline. You know, and bonus point stage racing, this is going to be the last time y'all come to the Daytona International Speedway in the 2018 campaign for the truck side of things. You know, do you feel like maybe stage points are something that you just kind of let go and try to be there at the end, or are you going to try to go out and get every point you can?
You know, I think it all depends. I'm probably going to go out and run a qualifying lap, see where I'm at. I haven't really decided on the strategy yet. I really need to do that probably here in the next minute, but trying to figure out what I want to go do. Depending on the qualifying spot, we might just drop to the back and then wait for it all to play out in front of us. But you never know. I'll judge it after the qualifying lap, but you're right, 11 races to go to the chase. You know, this would be a good place to take home a win and knock yourself in. So we'll try to do that, just not the Ricky Stenhouse way of trying to do it.
I was wondering how long it would take somebody to make the reference. So, you know, you were the first. But, hey, man, like I said, you're one of the most respected guys in this thing. Always, you know, one of the quieter guys, but when you talk, people listen. So good luck tonight, and you never know, maybe we'll be talking to you about capturing that first win at the end of the night.
All right, sounds good. Hope so. Again, you guys do a fantastic job watching the replays after I'm done.
We sure appreciate it, man. Once again, that was David Heise, driver of the number 711 truck, HRL Motorsports. As you see him going to pull off there, he said he was fixing to go make a qualifying lap. One of the things I want to note about qualifying that we note just about each and every week is this is a closed qualifying session, which simply closed means that you're going to see multiple trucks on the track right now, but these guys can't see each other. They're in their own little solo qualifying run, which can definitely, you know, play into how smooth you are, how you can keep a line. As you see right now, Chris Bain's going to go to the top of the board in the 82 truck. Driver for Riot Motorsports. This is definitely one of his favorite places. As we say that, look at that. Terry Mason, now Kelsey Rogers, James McKee. That's how quickly things can change and just how close these times are. As right now, the first 3 spots separated by a 10th. And then you go a little bit further than that, and it's less than a half a tenth going to separate about 10th through 20th. So it's definitely going to be exciting to see here. James McKee on top of the board now with a quick time of 51.571 as these drivers continue to make laps here. I think Gordon Larson going to make his laps as he'll bring it to the pits. He's going to be inside the top 15, it looks like. Now going to get up to 16th. There's Zach Lindgren. We talked to him pre-race, the driver of the number 85 5-Star Drafting Incorporated truck tonight. Brand new red, white, and blue scheme on that truck for Zach, so definitely a change of things. There's Mark Richter, one of the guys who is winless in the series, career winless, who could definitely shake things up tonight in that number 97 Jana King truck. As of right now, it's still McKee on top of the board. I've got a handful of trucks out there that you're seeing right now make qualifying laps. Terry Mason setting up in the top 3. Still a good showing for the driver out of North Carolina. As we continue to watch trucks make laps here. There goes Rector going back out. The blend line, something else we haven't talked about tonight. You see that blue cone. This is the first time these drivers have came to Super Speedway since the blend line update. So it's one of those things you're going to have to be disciplined all night to keep that truck on the apron till the back straightaway, until you hit that blue cone. Jerry Glenn out there in that number 91 Toyota out of the Plains region. Another driver who could capture his first career NMNTS Monday Night Thunder win here tonight at the track that, like I've been talking about since the start of this pre-race show, is simply one of those tracks where anybody can do it. You've got 29 trucks in this field right now, all of them with a shot at a victory here tonight. I tell you what, we're going to kind of do something that we don't normally do. James McKee, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, man, we're going to kind of pull you in here a little early, as we've got a few trucks out there finishing up qualifying, and we're going to put you in the hot seat, as right now you're sitting on the pole with a 51.571. How's that truck feeling for you tonight so far?
It feels pretty comfortable. It's steady, that's for sure. It's not all wobbly, so I feel comfortable.
Well, man, you've got a win on the Cup side of things, I believe. I'm correct there, correct?
Got two of them.
Got two of them. That's what I thought. Still winless on the truck side of things, though, and I've been talking with a lot of drivers right now, as there's 29 trucks in this field tonight that any one of them, you know, including yourself, could pick up a win, and for some like yourself, it would be the first career win. How huge would that be, especially at a place, you know, as prestigious as this, the world center of racing?
It'd feel pretty cool. This is probably the hardest track to get a win on, just because you don't really know what's going to happen. For all we know, we could get in a wreck on lap 1 and all that's shattered, but hopefully that won't happen. We can make it to the end and hopefully cross that finish line first.
Well, man, I only see a few more trucks out there right now. The hot seat's starting to cool down. If you could take this thing, you know, start on the pole, you've got to think that running up front would be key.
Yeah, definitely. I take the Dale Jr. approach. I don't like going to the back of the pack because, you know, like I said earlier, you don't know what's going to happen. But we watched the Cup race 2 nights ago. The wreck can happen anywhere, but hopefully we can keep it up front. Teammate Kelsey's up here with us, so hopefully he and I can stay together. And then Cody Spiker comes up here with us, our other teammate. Hopefully we can stay up here together.
Well, man, one thing that we've talked about with a lot of drivers tonight is, you know, like we said, keys to winning here, keeping the truck clean, missing the big one. You're not in control of your own destiny here. As you know, one little bobble from a car beneath you or a few cars ahead of you could end your night early. Do you kind of have that weighing in your mind through all 70 laps here tonight?
I mean, racing with these guys the last few months, everybody usually holds their car pretty well, so that kind of gives me a little bit of ease not to, you know, worry too much who's on my left or right. I usually feel pretty comfortable racing around these guys.
Well, man, like I said, right now you're on the hot seat. We've got 2 trucks out there left to make a qualifying attempt. As the hot seat begins to cool down just a little bit more, actually. You know, I talked a little bit with these drivers that I've interviewed already about, you know, we're coming into the center part of the schedule here. This is the last time you guys are going to see the Daytona International Speedway. Unlike through Speed Weeks in February and everything else, where there was a lot of anticipation led up to it with, you know, the BA Graphics, the 3rd annual BA Graphics Icebreaker, and then we ran single car qualifying, we ran the duels, and there was a lot of lead up to that week here. Whereas tonight it's simply just single car qualifying and, you know, a race. Do you feel like that plays into maybe how people prepare for this race, or how they'll go about handling it tonight?
I don't really know. I feel like, a lot of these guys, especially on Daytona, Talladega weeks, they run a lot of the official races, just kind of get their feet wet, and then I guess come in here with a little bit more confidence on how a car will run, whether you're up high or down low. So I don't really know. You never know at a restrictor plate.
Well, 30 trucks have taken time tonight. The time limit has expired, so there will be no times accepted. I can now officially congratulate you on being tonight's Quick Time Award winner here at the Daytona International Speedway.
That's awesome. I've been looking to get a pole in either this series or the Cup Series for a while, so it feels good to finally snag one.
Well, you got your first pole here tonight under the suns here at Daytona International Speedway. We're going to go ahead and let you get down there, prep with the team, make final preparations before this 70-lap race gets underway. But good luck tonight. You never know. Maybe we'll be talking to you after you've punched your ticket to that first career win here with the Monday Night Boys.
Well, let's hope so. I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Once again, that was James McKee. He's going to start on the outside front row. Or he's going to start from the pole. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking there. From the pole, as we get a look at your times, you see them there, the top three. Terry Mason, Kelsey Rogers, Jackson Allen, and Chris Bain's going to round out your top five. A lot of drivers right now who, you've seen out here, but maybe not seen at the front of the field, going to start in the first half of this field. We're going to go ahead and talk to one more of them right now as we'll get a word with Terry Mason. Terry Mason, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat Booth. You got a copy?
Loud and clear, bud. How you doing?
We're doing good, man. We've kind of spent the whole pre-race show talking about how 30 trucks have taken time here tonight, and there's 30 trucks with a shot to win tonight. You're definitely, looking strong already as you're going to put that number 90 truck up in the top five with a third-place qualifying effort. How's it feeling for you?
Truck feels great. I've been excited all day, looking forward to this race. Pumped up, ready to do this.
Well, we've talked to a few drivers, like I mentioned, about how anybody can win tonight. It's going to be a crapshoot. It's going to be who plays strategy, who's there at the end. You're coming in here as one of the veterans now. You've been here. You've got a track. You've got a series championship with the 2017 ARCA championship last year. But still, I've got to think, no matter how long you've been in this league, when you pull into the World Center of Racing, the butterflies are still there.
Oh, definitely. As soon as I logged on for practice and as soon as I started to take my first lap, heart rate was already going. Just making sure got my rhythm down pat and working great with the teammates, and I think I'm comfortable. I'm ready to race.
Well, man, before I let you get back down there, strategize with the team one more time. Like I've mentioned with so many other drivers, tonight could be your first career win in this series. I mean, does that weigh in your mind throughout the whole race, or do you just kind of put those emotions in check, put them at the back burner until, maybe inside the last segment or even inside the last 10 laps to go?
Oh, yeah, it's always on your mind. I feel like I've given away a few races in the past, and I'm due one, so it's always in your mind, but like you said, you do have to put it in check. You can't win unless you finish the race, so got to keep the truck clean, keep all four corners nice and pretty, and we're going to be there at the end.
Well, one final question I've got for you here. I've asked a few drivers. I want to get your perspective on it. Tonight we're halfway through the Hell Tour, what I've deemed the Hell Tour, in the middle part of the summer, which is 10 races, no off weeks, just week in, week out. And as if this track isn't demanding and nerve-wracking enough, it's coming right in the middle of that Hell Tour. The last time you're going to see this place in the 2018 campaign. But, we've talked about stage points. You came here in February, and I've referenced to these viewers out there already, in that first race, I kind of just threw stage points to the wind. I didn't really care about them. I'd rode in the back. I wanted a top 10 finish to start my year off on the strong foot. But we're in the middle of the year. Every point matters. Every stage point, every bonus point you can get. Does that kind of weigh on how you as a driver are going to attack this thing tonight? Or, you still got maybe that conservative approach to things?
I'm going to attack this race with a conservative approach. I know when it gets down to crunch time for the end of the stage, it gets a little squirrely, and someone may take a chance just to get one extra point. And I think you're better off just finishing the race and gain more points that way.
Well, man, we're going to wish you good luck now. Let you get back down there and strategize with the team. But like I've told so many other drivers tonight, good luck, and maybe we'll be talking to you into this thing as you punch your first career ticket to victory lane.
And I sure hope so. I do appreciate it.
Once again, that was Terry Mason, the driver out of North Carolina, going to be driving the number 90 WFO truck tonight. As things are fixing to start happening now, we're going to hit the grid. Robbie Buckner's just walked back into the announcement booth with me. Robbie, what is the, what are the drivers feeling tonight as you've got to be amongst them now a little?
Excitement, anxiety, pressure, giddiness, pretty much the whole gambit.
Well, here we go. We're going to run down your starting grid now. Starting on the pole, we talked to him from the hot seat, so to speak. Driving out of the Plains region, the red, white, and blue monster truck tonight. That's James McKee. To his outside, he'll have the 36 truck of Kelsey Rogers.
Yeah, to Kelsey's outside is going to be the number, or to the inside of the next row, sorry, is the 90 of Terry Mason. And to Terry's outside would be old salty broccoli, Jackson Allen.
One row back from this is going to be Chris Baines, driver of the number 82 truck, the BNC Lawn Service. To his outside, the Iceman, Ryan Daniels.
Next row on the inside is going to be the Pokemon truck of Blake Falone, and to Blake's outside will be the Swamp Dust 83 of Joe Burchett.
One row back from that's where you're going to find the one truck, old school graphics and designs, Pacer Popham. To his outside, driver of the number 98, Anthony C.
Inside of the next row, the number 89, your 2016 NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series champion, Spence Thompson. And to his outside, the number 49 of Sawyer Ott.
One row back from that's where you're going to find Jared Mogard, your points leader coming into tonight. To his outside, teammate in the number 42 truck of John Kennedy.
Next row back, starting on the inside, is going to be the 96 of Jared Washon, and to his outside in that 5-star drafting WFO truck will be the number 85 of Zach Lingren.
One row back from that's where you're going to find the rookie in the 51 truck, Oil Can Hancock's Quality Goods. That is Brady Briggs. To his outside, you've got the 27 truck of Trevor Harmon.
Next row back on the inside will be that number 21 Wawa truck of Blaine Falone. And to Blaine's outside, the number 26 Luke Crate drop box of Brandon Parsons.
Next row is going to be Gordon Larson in the 00 truck. And to the outside, it's an all-family roll here as you've got his stepson, the defending Monday Night Thunder Series champion, Tyler Justice.
Yeah, Tyler will be taking an EOL tonight for missing the driver's meeting. But next row back on the inside is going to be the 17 of Scott Lacoe, and the Scott's outside, that number 91 of Jerry Glenn.
One row back from that's where you're going to find the 43 truck of Craig Learman and the always recognizable Coca-Cola scheme. And his outside, a driver we talked to who could very possibly pick up his first win here tonight, David Heisen in the 711.
Next row back on the inside, the number 97 Jana King truck will be Mark Richter. And to his outside, the number 19, the new but now becoming an old comer, AJ Rogers.
One row back from that's the man who won here in February. Already locked himself into the 2018 Hunts, the 32 Tide truck of Mark Broderick. To his outside, you're going to have the 9 truck of Aiden Young.
And starting in the last row, you'll have the number 16 of Clayton Kurtz, and his outside, the 22 of Cody Spiker.
Looks like Clayton Kurtz may have missed the start here as we get set to go green off of turn number 4. Pace car is going to make that hard left onto pit road. Robbie, these guys fixing to go green for the first time. The butterflies may be starting to ease up for some. For some, it's only starting to intensify. Green flag in the air. We're racing here at the Daytona International Speedway. James McKee's going to lead us to the stripe. Kelsey Rogers still trying to get that outside line moving. Meanwhile, throughout the field, it's 2x2 behind them.
Yeah, right now these guys are going to try and settle in, get going. We got short stages here at the beginning of the race for a long stage at the end. it ought to be exciting to see how everyone treats these stages.
We're still 2x2 through most of the field. As you see gaps here and there, one of the gaps is Jared with Sean as he's going to hit the apron. It looks like a strategy call. Some of the WFO trucks as well as the Prodigy Racing Association truck's going to drop to the apron down the backstretch.
Yeah, they all dropped down to the bottom, trying to get down there before they got to the corner. A little bit of a jam up there as they tried to drop all the way to the back.
Well, one of the drivers who really didn't drop down with the teammates still back there behind Anthony C. is going to be the 85 truck of Zach Lindgren as he still runs right here at the back part of this front field.
Yeah, Zach's one of those drivers, he's up front, he's going to stay up front, so it ought to be interesting to see how this plays out for him.
You see him hit the high banking here, 2x2 with a little blocking going up front as it's James McKee still up, having to now try to work around Jackson Allen as Jackson Allen made a power move, Robbie, through turn 2 to come down and try to take away the top spot.
Yeah, Jackson made a power move around him to get to the bottom, but I tell you, that outside line is still rolling as you see Mogard pushing the Burchett truck to the front.
Well, some interesting combinations you're seeing, Robbie, as you mentioned. We'll go on board the bumper cam of Jared Mogard right now as he tries to push Joe Burchett to the lead. Robbie, these are two drivers who a couple weeks ago at the Gateway Motorsports Park, you know, had entanglement. Tonight you see them pushing each other up front.
Yeah, I tell you, you know, you'll have a run-in with a driver when you get to a place like Daytona or Talladega. You need to work with that other driver just to make yourself to the front. But don't be surprised to see Burchett leave Mogard hanging.
Well, 3 laps down right now of the 70th run. We've got 68 laps to go. Tyler Justice kind of back there right around the middle of the field, Robbie.
Yeah, I expect Tyler just to run mid-pack until probably the final stage. Tyler's not here for points. He's here just to win this thing. So I don't expect to see him to battle for too many stage points tonight.
You got to look off of Justice's number 24 truck back there. There's already some moving around going on. You see teammates right now, AJ Rogers and Jerry Glenn, as they're kind of hooked up behind him. A little bit of a 2-car tandem going on, and then you've got Terry Mason out there.
Yeah, Terry looks like he's trying to get himself good distance here between the pack of trucks so that if something happens, he can get out of the way of it.
One truck already coming to pit road is going to be the 97 of Mark Richter. Not exactly sure. Problems maybe for the 97. We'll keep an eye on it. But we're going to go back up front now as, yeah, it does look like Richter's pulled that truck behind the wall. We'll go back out here just a little bit. Zoom out as you've still got it deadlocked, Robbie. Neither line really making moves at this moment.
Yeah, right now it looks like the inside line and the outside line are pretty equal to each other. Outside gets a little bit of a run as they go down to the tri-oval. Looks like Burchett's going to lead this lap.
Here we go. We're going to go on board with a few gyro cams throughout the field, one of them being Chris Baines, also Pacer Popham. You see him hit the high banks here. Zach Lindgren going to run it high, wide, and handsome, almost right up against the wall, as well as Sawyer Ott and Blake Falone.
Yeah, these guys are definitely trying to find their space. You notice there's not a lot of side drafting going on right now. These guys are giving each other plenty of room early in this race. We got a long way to go.
Yeah, you definitely don't see a lot of side drafting right now as everybody's kind of holding their line, Robbie, but I do expect that to change just a little bit as this race starts to weather on.
Oh, yeah. Once we get down with inside 20 laps to go, it wouldn't surprise me. Oh, we got McKee with a move from the inside.
McKee with a power move right there. He's going to try to reclaim the lead. Line's going to jumble up just a little bit. Everybody, for the most part, stays right there tucked in behind their partner they're working with.
He definitely made a bold move there to get to the outside of Jackson Allen, but Jackson's going to get that momentum going with Kelsey Rogers pushing him down on the bottom.
Right now, Robbie, it's a Toyota and a Chevy out front, then a Toyota and a Chevy, 2 Toyotas in the second row, and it's kind of split a little evenly all the way through this first group of cars.
Yeah, definitely. It's pretty equal between manufacturers here tonight, so it ought to be interesting to see how this plays out. But one thing I have learned, though, is Toyotas are really good at pushing. They're not as strong out front, but if you can get one behind you, it'll push you, and it'll push you fast.
I see Mama Briggs out there cheering on Brady and the rest of the WFO team. We'll go back and take a look at it. As there you see them, they're, you know, quite a ways off the field right now, but I guarantee you this is by design, as you've got the veteran team leader Spence Thompson out there pushing Terry Mason, you've got Brady Briggs, and then you've got Cody Spiker kind of, you know, started towards the rear and maybe just working with some guys that you don't always work with here, Robbie.
Yeah, you definitely. Oh, sorry. Got close going down there, and one is Burchett, and the key dropped to the bottom.
Oh, now Burchett back to the top, going to block Mogard. Here we go. We could see our first 3 wide of the night. We'll see if Mogard stays in it. He is going to stay in it right there at the tri-oval. We're going to go 3 wide, Robbie. Lap 7. It didn't take long. There's Ryan. Ryan Daniels makes a great save right now. Maybe just trying to get out of that 3 wide situation. I'm a little surprised, Robbie, that we're already seeing 3 wide, only 8 laps in.
Yeah, definitely surprised by that, but at the same time, Burchett kind of threw a pretty nasty block there, so you kind of have no choice in the middle of the corner there when somebody comes up on you with that kind of speed. It's kind of hard to back out of it.
Kelsey Rogers now going to get loose as he got a little bump from behind. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Now Kelsey's going to get the apron. PJ Popham a little into trouble. Popham's going to get it gathered back up, but it caused a jumble up through the field. We'll stay going here, but man, wreck is happening now as Jackson Allen, a bunch of trucks going to be in the front of this thing. Holy cow, Tyler Justice, one of them, Gordon Larson. We talked about it, Robbie, and I talked about it often, how one of the, you know, a wreck in the middle of the front of the field definitely could affect anybody.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Well, I didn't exactly catch what happened here, so we're going to go back and take a look at it. Virtue of our Backwards Hat Productions replay cam. We'll do so from the blimp right now, as I believe it's going to tell the tale. Oh, we'll zoom in, get a little better look before we make any calls on it. However, not exactly sure what happened here. We're going to go from the onboard of Jared Mogard. Feel like he may have had the best look at it. You're going to come off the corner here. You're going to see the trucks in front of him. Jackson Allen goes to look to the high side. Contact with McKee. Mogard's going to get through there just about unscathed, Robbie, but definitely something that's quite unfortunate here in the early stages of this race. Well, folks, Robbie has stepped away for just a minute to do the race control side of things. We're going to go back and take one more look at this from the back bumper of McKee's truck. You see Jackson Allen going to kind of look high right there, breaks out just a little bit and then tucks back in. Jackson went to go high, and it's one of those things where maybe a little contact. Nonetheless, a bunch of trucks going to get tore up early here. A bunch of them going to be making exits. Definitely something you don't want to see. We'll take a look from Tyler Justice's onboard one time as he was, you know, riding back here. This is what we talked about, folks. Tyler Justice is just kind of riding back here in a pocket of his own. Me and Robbie even mentioned it. Nowhere really to go as you see him duck in behind Broderick. Trucks start happening. Tyler Justice off the throttle and couldn't avoid the spinning truck of Gordon Larson as well as Jackson Allen. So tough break for Tyler Justice already. Go back up here. We'll take a look at the trucks as they've started to file off of pit road now. Jared Mogard going to assume the lead. It'll be Kelsey Rogers second, and Cody Spiker, who was just running towards the back of the field right now. I'm looking to see, but Cody Spiker may have moved up into the third spot. We continue to pace around now under the direction of the Ford Mustang pace car. 60 laps to go, 11 down of the 70 ran here. We've had one caution. It was a multi-car wreck that started with contact between James McKee and Jackson Allen. Gonna wipe the field, gonna wipe some good trucks out of the center part of the field. A lot of drivers come through unscathed though. Will, I see your comment out there. We're still waiting on the hat order to be produced, so give us a few more days and hopefully we'll have something for you maybe next week, as we're looking to get them produced, get them out there for sale to the general public. As we'll check in right now, get a look at your top 5. It's going to be Jared Mogard right now leading the pack. It'll be Kelsey Rogers second. Cody Spiker in the 22 truck will be third. Fourth will be John Kennedy in the 42. Fifth will be Chris Baines in the 82. Rounds out your top 5. 6 through 10 will be Zach Lindgren in the 85 5-star Drafting Incorporated truck. Jerry Glenn right up there inside the top 10 and 7th. AJ Rogers in the 19 will be 8th. 9th will be Spence Thompson in the 89. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Trevor Harmon in the 27. That's a look at the top 10 as they run now. We continue to pace around under caution. Tell you what, let's get a talk with Kelsey Rogers right now in that 36 truck. Kelsey Rogers, this is Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, go ahead, Bradley.
Well, man, we see you going to restart outside the front row. We won't keep you too long. Lights off on the pace car, but man, things are already starting to heat up out there.
Yeah, there's definitely some people out here that are driving a little impatient. Just going to try to keep it up front. Hopefully it stays calm.
Well, man, good luck tonight. We wanted to get a talk with you as you started second, still currently running second. Missed that big wreck as it was behind you, but good luck tonight, and maybe we'll be talking to you from Victory Lane a little later.
Hey, Bradley. Thanks, guys.
Once again, that was Kelsey Rogers in the 36 truck. You see him there, going to start outside the front row. We would have talked to race leader Jared Mogard, but we don't have a radio frequency for him just yet. So we're going to get set to go green here. Lap 12 of 70. It'll be 13 when we come to the line. 58 laps to go. If you're just tuning in, we're under caution as Jackson Allen, James McKee going to make contact at the front of the field, collecting numerous cars. A few of those going to be Gordon Larson, Tyler Justice, Joe Burchett, Jackson Allen, and Mark Broderick already going laps down. Last car on the lead lap will be scored in the 26th spot right now of Brandon Parsons, Prodigy Racing Association entry.
Yeah.
Well, Robbie, fresh out of the race control booth again, and I talked to Kelsey right now. Kelsey sounded a little bit concerned about maybe some impatience going on early.
Yeah, some guys are being a little aggressive, but you know, it was getting down towards the end of the stage. People were trying to battle for stage points. Green flag.
Well, green flag in the air. Jared Mogard off and away on the loud pedal, going to lead the bottom line out ahead of Kelsey Rogers, John Kennedy in that top line. 58 laps to go, Robbie. Still anybody's ball game for those left running, but a lot of good trucks taken out in that opening wreck.
Yeah, a lot of good trucks were collected in that opening wreck, and I tell you, it's the intensity's only going to pick up from here.
Well, here we go. As you see right now, Cody Spiker going to run behind points leader Jared Mogard. Up in third is the 85 truck of Zach Lindgren. We take a look from the roof cam of the 5-star Drafting Incorporated truck. Take a look off the back there, Robbie. It's still 2x2 as far as the eye can see. We've got 22 of you watching the action right now from the Daytona International Speedway. The last time the Monday Night Thunder Series truck division will make a stop here. Tomorrow night, you're going to see the Cup Series make its final stop in Daytona. You can catch that coverage starting live at around 7:50 Central. Josh Medlock, Max Speed TV, will have the call as always.
Yeah, technology, how does it work?
Technology, how does it work? Well, I definitely can tell you it don't respond to abuse very well.
No, it doesn't respond to being muted. I was trying to say that it's definitely the intensity's picking up. You know, you're seeing drivers now up towards the front in the pack that weren't in the pack beginning there. You You got the 89 and the 51 up in the pack now, so be interested to see how this plays out here at this stage.
Well, Robbie, the drivers who are riding in the back ride in the back no more. As you see Brady Briggs up there going to try to help teammate Zach Lingren, but we're up front 3 wide again.
3 wide, Cody Spiker's on the bottom to the lead. Mogard's in the sucker hole.
Now we're going to go 2 wide as Mogard looks to drop back in front of Kelsey Rogers, but already starting to get a little sketchy again, Robbie, and that's right up here at the front of the field.
Well, sometimes you're not safe up at the front. Although you may think you are, you're not quite as safe up front as you are maybe in the back.
Is there ever really a safe spot here at the Daytona International Speedway?
No, because I've been 5 to 6 seconds behind the pack and get caught up in one, so you're never really safe until the checker flag's thrown.
Well, 32 of you out there watching right now. Hey, drop us a line in the chat. Let us know where you're watching all the action tonight from the Daytona International Speedway from. As we've got 55 laps to go, we've got 26 of the 31 trucks that started this race still on the lead lap. Gordon Larson, the first truck, 1 lap down as he's came back out, now tagging the rear of the field.
3 WFO trucks on the top, getting up on Spiker.
High, wide, and handsome is Zach Lindgren, Brady Briggs, and the 89 of Spence Thompson. We go a little further back, Robbie, and this is the lead pack, and then you go back here a little further and look. You've got Aiden Young and Pacer Popham working together, and they're kind of strung out back here, single file. You think maybe they're expecting another wreck?
Highly possible. Highly possible. You know, you definitely kind of want to give yourself some distance, but you also want to be close enough that you're in striking distance. But you never know. You know, I know me personally, I don't like being on the bottom at these tracks. I'd rather be on the top side personally. Ride that top, hold it up next to the wall, and kind of give yourself more options to get away from stuff down there on the bottom. Once it starts going off, you're pretty much stuck.
Well, if you didn't know, Anthony C's truck sponsored, painted by Bad Cherry Graphics, as Jared Washawn giving us a nice shot of the bumper cover on the 98. A little bit of damage there, but definitely that's how close you're running right now at around 190 miles an hour.
Yeah, definitely a heck of a run being built up by these drivers. These guys are definitely getting big runs on each other right now.
Well, meanwhile, we go back up front here, and it's the WFO boys that ran 1, 2, 3 on the outside have now switched it up a little bit, and they're going to go to the bottom.
They're going to go to the bottom, and the Maxed Out Motorsports trucks are ganged up on them on the outside.
You've got the teammates Jared Mogard, John Kennedy, and then you've got Cody Spiker kind of out there right now as he and Kelsey Rogers and James McKee are the 3-team entry trucks there. McKee getting caught up in that early wreck, but it's, you know, these two guys kind of separated by a car. You're trying to find somebody to work with right now.
Yeah, you're looking for any and everybody you can to work with. You can work with a teammate, you'd rather work with a teammate, but if you can't, you're going to work with whoever's in front of you and whoever's going to get you to the front.
Got to find you that dance partner for the big dance at the very end. As we see, once again, the top about 10, 15 trucks right here. Double file as they continue to storm around this 2.5 mile speedway. And then you've got towards the back, Robbie, I talked to him earlier. He said he was just going to kind of take care of things and be there at the end. Terry Mason separates the 2 packs of trucks. Behind Terry, though, you've got the 91 of Jerry Glenn and the Iceman Ryan Daniels with a little damage to his Tundra, leading that second pack.
Yeah, Terry's in one of those places where you're comfortable for about 2-3 laps and you get uncomfortable again because that backpack's going to catch you.
Well, we see a little bit of damage to the 71 truck of Ryan Daniels. Going to be interesting to see how that truck pulls the inside line here. I'm kind of surprised, though, Robbie, that we're not really seeing these trucks single file.
Yeah, I would have expected these guys to single file out, but with short stages, you know, maybe they're trying to test some things out. But I think that,
as we say that, they're going to go 3 wide back here. It's going to be Ryan Daniels, Aiden Young going to thread the middle. Terry Mason does the wise move, just kind of lets them roll out. But, you know, there's side-by-side racing even in this backpack.
everybody's going after every position they can get right now.
Speaking of going after every position you can get, we'll go back up front, take a look from the roof of the 7-Eleven truck, David Heiser right now, as he sits fourth in line down here on this bottom line behind the 3 WFO trucks. You take a look out back, and it's teammate Craig Learman in that Coca-Cola truck providing a little assistance, and then you've got Sawyer Ott in the 49 truck, who is kind of out there by himself, one of the lone Jaeger Racing trucks at the moment.
Yeah, his teammate Aiden Young's far in the back, so he's not up there with him, so he's definitely working with drivers and trucks he doesn't normally work with.
I'll tell you what, we've got Joey Carey out there from Missouri watching. We've got Morgan Showalter out there, Kansas City Love iRacing. Jack Skellington from South Cali. We're glad you've all tuned in. You've found yourself right here in the middle of this Monday Night Thunder Series, brought to you by SimSpec PC and the NMNTS Racing Series. As we've got about 49 laps to go, you've got 26 trucks still in the lead lap. They're broke up into packs. You've got this front pack here that we've been monitoring and watching, that's led by Zach Lindgren on the inside, Jared Mogard on the outside. And then you've got that second pack back there that's being led by, still looks to be led by the 91 truck of Jerry Glenn, as they've kind of started to form it up, Robbie, but still 2x2 back here.
Yeah, last lap in this stage. It's ought to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Well, here we go. We're going to go back up to the battle up front for that, as you've got Zach Lindgren trying to pull the frame around the bottom. You got Jared Mogard working the high side. They're going to come off the high banks here at the Daytona International Speedway down the backstretch. The final time in stage number 2. Who's going to pick up the win? As right now you look at about a handful of these trucks. Some of them won't get stage points, as everybody's going to fight for the top 10 spots right here in this pack. Craig Learman is currently in 10th, and then it's Chris Baines in 11th. So get a look at the back half of this field. It's going to be to the line. Zach Lindgren going to pick up stage 2 win. Looks like it will be Brady Briggs going to finish second, Jared Mogard third.
Yeah, exciting end there to that stage.
Exciting end. They're all going to let them roll through 1 and 2 now. Congratulations to Zach Lindgren on picking up the stage 2 win. Teammate Brady Briggs. Mama Briggs, he's up there running second right now. You got to look at him going down the backstretch. Going to pick up what I believe could be some of his first stage points of the year, Robbie.
If not his first points, definitely some of his better points he's got in his stages.
Well, he's definitely making a strong showing tonight here in that 51 truck. As Spence Thompson, Jared Mogard, John Kennedy, David Heise, Cody Spiker, Craig Learman, Sawyer Ott, and Blake Falone going to round out your top 10 there in stage 2. All of them going to receive points, starting with first place that'll receive 10, and then you go a little further back through the field and it cascades down a point, all the way to the 10th spot, awarded 1 point.
Yeah, it definitely pays to finish in the top 10, but if you can't finish in the top 10, then it's always best to keep your truck in one piece.
Get a little fan reaction out there. I'm going to answer some questions. First off, Carl Wayne Wimberly wanting to know any Fords in the race. The www.iracing.com simulator for the C-Fix trucks do not support the Ford. I don't say support. They don't have the Ford available. You have simply the Silverado and the Toyota Tundra to choose from. So you will see only Chevys and Toyotas in this field. As I look a little further through there, Chris Myers wants to know, what am I watching? You are watching the www.iracing.com simulator. This is the NASCAR Monday Night Thunder Series, sponsored by SimSpec PCs. Racing happens every Monday night, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern starts practice. This is strictly for the PC and can be found at, like I said, www.iracing.com. You can check it out there. Good to see a good buddy of mine out here watching, Joshua Freeman. Olhan Cancocks was my sponsor last year in the K&N car. It definitely was. As good Good to see you tuning in, man. We've it is on the 51 truck, which they continue to sponsor me throughout the year, and they continued to sponsor me throughout the year. And then when I stepped away to the seat, we carried that spot over to Brady Briggs. Brady Briggs, my replacement driver in the 51. The Brett Jack. Yeah, I see. We've got it up now. We took it down to watch that wreck and never did put it back up. But Brett Jackson Beck tuning in from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I love iRacing. Just dates. Just hate messing around with it. As we've got quite a few people out there. Is this a real race? Carl Wayne Wimberly, it is not a real race. Once again, it is being brought to you by the www.iracing.com simulator, the most realistic simulator to date. At least I know I speak for you, Robbie, when I say it's been dubbed that way, and I firmly stand behind it. Well, Robbie once again going to do his race official stuff. But we take a look at the field right now, and we're going to get a talk with stage number 2 winner, Zach Klinger, and this Bradley Wilson, the Backwards Hat booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Well, man, we're going to get a quick word with you here. As you picked up the stage 2 win. Tell us a little about how that 85 truck's feeling and working out there for you in the draft so far.
Well, if it wasn't for my teammates, we wouldn't be up here. But Spence and Brady was right on top of me, and I got to thank them for being loyal to our little strat that we had going there. They could have pulled out at any second if they truly wanted to. So I got to. Really, that stage win was because of them. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I would have been able to pull it off. A bunch of communication going on between us. So really, I don't think that stage win was all me. It was all them. I was just the one getting pushed. But so far we're feeling pretty good. We just got to keep our teammates behind us. that sounds a little mean, but it's a super speedway. So right now we just got to have the help of our teammates here for a little bit, and then after that we're just gonna have to see what happens when we get in with some trucks that aren't teammates.
Well, man, we've noticed a little 2-3 wide action already throughout, a lot of 2 wide, and then some 3 wide throughout the night. Is it a little more overly aggressive than you thought it would be in the opening stages, or are we right on par with where you saw it going?
You know, that first stage was a little bit aggressive, but that second stage, it kind of proved that we can get aggressive if we want to, but we can also keep it on track and keep it clean. So, that first stage was a little bit too aggressive for my liking. I was kind of stuck in a pack where I didn't want to be. I wanted to be at the end of it, but I had a truck in front of me, a truck inside of me, and a truck behind me, so I couldn't really get out of it. So, that first stage was a little bit too aggressive for my liking, but that second stage I think was all right. It kind of proved that we can, like I said, run aggressive and be aggressive when we want to and be clean.
Well, man, it's going to be about 42 laps to go when we get back green here. You should get the 1 to go this time. You know, all the public lobbies and the official lobbies have been right around 30 laps this week. You think you got enough fuel left in that 85, or are we going to see pit stops?
Oh, we're going to see pit stops. If we go green, these things only take 38 laps, and like you said, it's about 41, 42 laps. So, wait, if we go all the way green, we're going to see some green flag pit stops, but we're going to see a lot of strategy come out should we stay green, but I don't think we're going to stay green, to be quite honest with you. It's Daytona. We already saw one big wreck happen in the first 20 laps, so anything can happen, but should we go green, you are going to see some strategy and some green flag pit stops.
Well, man, once again, we wanted to get a talk with you. Stage 2 winner, congratulations on that, and good luck avoiding the carnage throughout the rest of this thing.
Thank you, buddy.
Once again, Robbie, that was Zach Lingren, driver of the number 85. You got to think, at most tracks, you're feeling pretty comfortable right now sitting in that catbird seat, but at Daytona, not so much.
No, any moment it could turn sideways literally on you without any warning.
Well, we always love the fan response out there, as we've got some of them coming in now. Joey Carey says, my first iRacing experience and I'm hooked. We're glad to hear it, man. Chris Fleming, this is cool. Curtis Kelly's tuning in, man. Best broadcast in iRacing. We definitely appreciate those accolades, as we will humbly accept them.
You can humbly accept it. I'm horrible at this.
Well, here we go, folks. Stage 3's about to begin, the final hoorah. Who's going to pick up the win? We're going to know in 42 laps as Zach Lindgren leads the field back down. You see the camera from pit road. Green flag in the air. It's going to be Lindgren, Spence Thompson pulling the bottom. Brady Briggs now going to get dumped out by John Kennedy, and he's going to slide back to 4th.
Yeah, definitely a little confusion here on the start. Give me 1 second.
Well, Robbie Buckner going to have to go back, do the race control thing, but as you see it right now, it's Zach Lindgren leading John Kennedy, and there's David Heisler, the man we talked to at the top of the show, as he continues to run that 7-Eleven truck right there up against the back bumper of John Kennedy. Currently running in the 6th position. Second car on the bottom running in the 6th position. That's how close they run right here. You got to look from the hood. We'll get a look at the left front suspension, and then we'll go out back, take a look off the bed cover. A little bit of damage to the 7-Eleven. Doesn't seem to be hindering him too much right now as he continues to run right there in the middle of the field. Now you see those WFO trucks of Lindgren, Thompson, and Briggs start to work that high side. They've got AJ Rogers in tow, Cody Spiker, Kelsey Rogers teammates on the bottom. Then you've got Anthony C back there, the first of the Prodigy Racing Association trucks. Teams scattered out all throughout this front pack right now as they continue to try to find a dance partner, maybe find somebody to pit with if this thing does go green. You heard Zach Lindgren say that you were going to have to make some pit stops. It's going to be interesting to see. We'll go back, take a look right here as we've got single file behind them. You're going to find Jared Mogard, the point leader, in a place that maybe by design, maybe just had a bad pit stop or something, but he's in a single file 4-car tandem right now back here behind this lead pack with Jerry Glenn and Sawyer Ott. Go even further back, you've got Chris Baines right there in the 82 truck. A little bit of front end damage to the 82. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Nonetheless, he is one of the last trucks on the field. Go back up front to the action that rages on at the front of the field. It's now John Kennedy trying to inch ahead as he's going to pull the bottom line. He'll have David Heisa, Kelsey Rogers, the first 3 trucks in that line. On the outside line, the first 3 trucks still remain those WFO trucks of Zach Lindgren, Spence Thompson, Brady Briggs, and you've got AJ Rogers and Craig Lehrman. Also got Terry Mason now making his way up into the mix, the 4th of the WFO trucks running in this top field. Then you've got the 27 truck of Trevor Harmon running a little bit further off the back right now, looking to maybe do some work with Jared with Sean. As you see them 2 by 2 here, we're going to go on board the pillar cam of Trevor Harmon. Give you an idea right now, not a whole lot of side drafting going on. These guys keeping a good little bit of distance between them. Jared with Sean going to duck down to the bottom lane though, essentially leaves Harmon out to dry. Here comes Scott Lacoe. Looks like he may pick up the 27 truck of Harmon.
Sorry about that.
Quite all right, man. Welcome back to the action up here. Oh, Spence Thompson going to get shuffled out just a little bit. Not exactly sure what happened there. Is going to duck back in line behind Zach Lindgren. Robbie, what was the restart incident you'd got pulled away for?
Well, one of the drivers unfortunately lost power at his house, and unfortunately, when you lose power, the server doesn't necessarily kick you straight out. So his truck actually came down the hill, caught a couple trucks.
Oh, bad deal. I saw some trucks with damage there. So, you know, one of those unforeseen issues, Robbie, but, you know, that could be, you know, you think about losing power, and it doesn't just happen in the sim world. I go back to thinking about Jimmy Johnson when the car just simply wouldn't take off at Dover, and, you know, the massive carnage that followed that.
Yeah, it's one of those tough situations, you know, like I was explaining to all the guys just now. You know, they didn't start saying anything to it until we were pretty much going green, and I told them I couldn't just throw a caution right there and jack the whole field up. You know, I feel bad for him. I hate it for him, but
Robbie, we've got 76 people out there watching the Facebook live stream now. One of them's going to be Simon, as some of you may know from my weekend stream. That is Jimmy Boomtown. Robbie joining us all the way from Australia tonight.
Heck yeah, what up, Jimmy?
As here we go, the battle rages on. You've got about, we'll say, the first 15 trucks in line you're seeing right here in this front pack. No separation. It looks to be all clean and green right now, Robbie, but the leaders are coming up on some lap traffic.
Yeah, leaders are starting to catch the guys that unfortunately got caught up in those incidents. They're communicating with each other right now over the radio, asking each other to stay kind of low on the straightaway and extremely high on the turns. But as you see, the guys are dropping to the bottom, giving them plenty of room.
I tell you what, Robbie, we don't normally do this. However, at Super Speedways, it is quite interesting to hear. We're going to go ahead and open up our team communication. Let you hear some of these drivers and what they're communicating with each other.
I'll go ahead and tell you now. Apologize for any language.
Well, we'll keep my finger right there on the mute button.
As soon as you say that.
As soon as I say that, it goes kind of quiet. We'll kind of let it run right here and maybe see what some drivers are talking about. As we've hit the halfway point, cross flags in the air. Still anybody's race, Robbie, even though the trucks are split up and all throughout this field, it could be anybody's battle.
Yeah, most definitely. Everybody's still in this. Everybody still has a chance. But just gotta survive. I'll be honest with you, I'm surprised they're running too wide still. I figured with 40-something laps, these guys would want to get single file and just ride.
Well, we're going to take you around some of the sights and sounds. We'll start with the nose camera of the 85 truck of Zach Lindgren. We're going to go out back, take a look from the rear bumper cam, as he has got a rear bumper full of Spence Thompson. They're working that outside together. Go take a look at the gyro cam from the back of Spence Thompson's truck. Kind of scope around. We'll go to Brady Briggs. We'll get a look off the roof, though. The old Ken Hancock's Quality Goods number 51.
Yeah, these guys are side by side here at Daytona, entering the corner at over 190 miles an hour in these trucks, and you know it doesn't really show very well, but these things are a handful in the corners. They move around on you quite a bit. Exits kind of bad, so kind of impressed that these guys are still running side by side. Figured definitely we would single file out by now.
Well, Robbie, unlike tomorrow night, they're in the middle of the day today, and it's 107-degree track temp right now. Wind out of the north at 2 miles an hour. So these guys definitely having to face something that if they ran official lobbies this week, they really didn't see with daylight. No. Or actually, those races were in the middle of the afternoon. And the trucks it was in the middle or towards the afternoon. It was the cup cars that were at night. So these guys are actually getting, you know, these guys have been here already. They've seen the track temps. They've seen the wind, you know. But still, like those public lobbies and like those official races, anybody can win.
Yeah, anybody can win. Simon says he's on lunch break right now at work.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. Well, thanks for tuning in tonight. As 81 of you have, you're watching Daytona Action Live, the SimSpec Monday Night Thunder Championship Division. As we 31 laps to go that time at the line, Robbie, and it's still a deadlock out front. John Kennedy going to pull the bottom line. Zach Lindgren to the outside. But you can cover about the top 16 trucks with a blanket.
Yeah, they're all right there on top of each other. And again, I mean, look right now, the 5th truck in that high line. Terry Mason, who lagged back in the first 2 stages, back up in there.
Well, Robbie, I know there's still 31 laps to go, but do you think maybe the drivers are feeling that if you're going to go, you might need to start going now?
I doubt it just yet.
Here we go. They're going to thunder around the 2.5 mile speedway. Come to 30 to go this time. lap times right around just over 48 seconds. Tell you what, let's go on board with Terry Mason. We'll do it by the gyro cam. Give you a lap around this place from the inside of one of these trucks. He's driving the Chevy Silverado. As you see it come off there, Robbie, a lot of banking into that flat backstretch. As here we go, truck's going to continue to thunder around. We told you we've got 2 packs of trucks right now, and you've got Terry Mason up here in the middle of this pack with a few other drivers. Then you go back, we'll take another look back here as you've got Jerry Glenn leading that second field of trucks right now, and it's kind of 4 trucks nose to tail as they try to catch this front pack.
Yeah, they're all trying to get up to that front pack. You know, at the same time, they're probably hoping for a caution to give them a chance to get up there.
Well, you know, the leader, Zach Lindgren, that time ran a 48.008. You go back here to Jerry Glenn, and his last time was a 48.5. So he's about 5/10 off of the field. And while that don't sound like a whole lot, that's pretty huge here.
Yeah, that's pretty big here at track like Daytona. Half a second a lap that you're losing to the lead pack, that just exponentially expounds on itself, and it's not going to let you catch the draft at all that way.
Steven Steedman asks, how can I race in this series? If you're talking about the Monday Night Thunder series in particular, it is a registration fee that is required, as these drivers Robbie, are running for about a $2,400 custom PC built by our friends at SimSpec, going to go to the championship winner.
Yeah, this is one of the highest paid private leagues out there on iRacing right now. If you want to be a part of it, there's several things you got to do. You got to run the feeder series and all before you'll be invited to participate in the truck series. But if you have any interest, go to the NMNTS Facebook page and send them a message, and they'll get in touch with you with everything you need. But I tell you though, man, these guys definitely race hard every single lap, every single race, because a lot of money and prizes on the line each week.
Yeah, Robbie, the winner of this race is going to pick up a cool $15. So, you know, definitely these guys, weekly payouts of anywhere from $10 to $15 for these guys. So, a big custom computer at the very end of the night, and then, or at the very end of the season, and then about a $10 a week payout. Not a bad deal that these guys have got going on.
Nah, definitely not a bad deal. It has its good and its bad with it, you know. Good part is these guys have a chance to compete for real money and real prizes. Bad side is when you put real money and real prizes on the line, intensity goes up, tempers flare a little bit harder.
Well, look right there. You see Spence Thompson closes right up on the back door of teammate Zach Lindgren as they continue to battle up front. But one guy who's edged his way up into the top 4, Robbie's David Heisen, that 7-Eleven truck.
Yeah, David Heisen is really good at these restricted plate tracks. He always finds himself up front in these things. It's kind of honestly real impressive when you look at the back of his truck and the amount of damage he has on the rear end of it. But he's definitely doing a good job of staying in there. But if you look, the pack's starting to thin out a little bit, and they're all starting to go to the bottom.
Yeah, the top, people kind of jump in line on the top. However, you take a look there, Zach Lindgren continues to run it with Spence Thompson, Brady Briggs. Then you've got A.J. Rogers, and you've got the 4th WFO truck of Terry Mason.
Yeah, Terry Mason definitely, you know, he lagged back in the first 2 stages. Now he's up there in the pack, riding that high side on the back side of that high line, just biding his time, it looks like.
Want to give another shout out. Look at that 17 truck, Robbie Scott Lacoe, as he's remained up here in the top part of this battle most of the night.
Yeah, Scott Lacoe definitely doing a good job tonight. this whole front pack, I tell you, it's full of drivers that normally we don't talk a lot about. John Kennedy there on the bottom leading. You know, John Kennedy's had a rough season this year. David Heiza has had a rough season this year. He's running up front, so it's good to see.
Well, you know, John Kennedy's one of those drivers, Robbie, who can be fast and is definitely fast. Like you said, had a rough season, and a lot of that being caught up in things that maybe not of his own creation at all.
Yeah, a lot of it not necessarily his fault, but as you see now, cars are starting to peel off from pit road.
Here we go. We're going to see our first round of pit stops. Looks like it'll be Trevor Harmon, one of the drivers. You're going to see Jerry Glenn and some of the others come down. We'll give you a live look at the pits. Actually, I said take that back. It's Trevor Harmon in the 27 truck. Oh, he missed his pit stall, Rob.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
That will hurt indeed, as you see a look. Thought we had a few more trucks. Trevor Harmon and Brandon Parsons going to be the first two to hit pit road.
Yeah, the guys are all talking about it over the radio channels. I'm pretty sure TeamSpeak channels are going crazy right now with strategy calls. What's really interesting, I kind of get to hear all this where, you know, viewers don't, but kind of give you some insight. The 42 and the 7-Eleven are not teammates. 42's kind of without his teammate. He's trying to find somebody that's willing to come to pit road with him.
Deals being made as if it were, you know, a lot of people say that, well, it's just a simulator, it's just, you know, this or that or the other. Robbie, these guys are battling for, you know, like we said, a $2,400 custom PC at the end of the year. And I can guarantee you these guys out there right now trying to broker deals as if, you know, as if this is it.
Oh yeah, you definitely, this will be your only pit stop at this stage. This will be the last, this is your money stop. You know, you got to make sure you get it right. And I tell you right there, you just seen what happens when you miss your pit stall. Trevor Harmon is going to end up losing the draft here probably.
Well, here we go. I've got some folks out there wanting to know once again what it is. I appreciate all of you who have been here, been to the show, letting them know it is the iRacing Simulator. Lance Raymond, one of those guys, said it took me a lap or two to realize this was a game. That is the in-depth detail of the www.iracingsimulator.com. So,
most realistic one you're going to find.
Here we go. As you see, Spence Thompson will go back from the bumper cam of quite a few trucks. We'll look at nose cams. We'll look at rear bumper cams. As I would imagine, Robbie, that you're probably going to see some more trucks heading for pit road here at any time.
Yeah, here probably in the next couple laps, you're probably going to see some people hit. But I tell you right now, if you're on the outside and you're running low on fuel, you need to figure out a way to get to that bottom. You know, you're not going to be able to come off a 4 on the top side and drop to pit road.
Yeah, I thought for a second there we were going to see. Thought for a second there we were going to kind of see Zach Lindgren back that top line up. However, now he's drove back to dead even with John Kennedy. You see Chris Baines going another lap down. Heartbreak for the 82 Riot Machine. I know Baines this is one of his favorite tracks to come to, and it was you know, a tough deal to see that 82 truck struggling here through the center part of the race.
Yeah, Chris unfortunately was a victim of the power outage. His truck was the first one that the other truck made contact with.
Well, Robbie, we're inside of 20 laps to go, making 19 to go this time by. We've had 2 cautions, those being the stage break cautions. So, well, one of them was a multi-car wreck that led through the stage. The second one being the second stage, and it's been all clean and green since then as we're 52 laps into the 70-lap event.
Yeah, definitely good, clean racing so far tonight. Simon, have a good one, brother. Good luck at work tonight. Be safe. But yeah, hearing the guys chatter right now on the radio, looks like they're all going to be about 3-4 laps short of making it the whole way, so everybody's going to have to pit.
Well, we bring you some action from the Backwards Hat Productions chopper as you get a look at this top view going around right now. These guys still battling it out right here. And Robbie, there's some separation now as Blake Fallone's kind of backed off of this front pack and they're starting to form up a second pack. And that pack, you've got the two Prodigy Racing Association teammates, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see if maybe those guys fixing to make that pit strategy.
Yeah, it looks like they're falling back so they can get themselves in position to make a pit stop.
As we continue to work through 3 and 4, the high banks here at the Daytona International Speedway, Daytona Beach, Florida. The site for tonight's SimSpec Monday Night Thunder Championship Series. As we've mentioned, the final time these guys will see the Daytona International Speedway before coming back here in February of 2019.
Yeah, it'll be a while till they get back here, but I tell you, it's looking like possibly the WFO truck's going to be pitting here as soon as you see Terry Mason has now made his way to the bottom lane.
Terry Mason, one of the first trucks going to do it. As we take a look back now, we'll go back up towards the front. See John Kennedy still leading that road. Now they're starting to back up, Robbie. Just a little bit. It looked like Zach Lindgren maybe burped the throttle there just a little bit. Rather it be by design or... Oh! Brady Briggs goes to the bottom in a very, I won't say aggressive move, but you could definitely tell he wanted to get down there.
Yeah, he definitely saw an opening and took it, had to get to the bottom. Yeah, I definitely expect to see the WFO drivers come to pit road here in the next lap or two. As aggressive as the moves Brady just made to get to the bottom.
Well, you see, here comes Zach Lindgren now. He's going to look to the bottom. Spence going to let him in line. Here we go, folks. It's fixing to be the money stop. 16 laps to go. It'll be 15 this time by. We've got 97 of you out there watching some of the best action you're going to see at the Daytona International Speedway. As John Kennedy has taken over the lead, Robbie, it's going to be interesting to see if maybe Heiser comes with him. Maybe it'll be Kelsey Rogers. Maybe it'll be a whole field of trucks. We're not going to see it just yet, though, as everybody's going to stay on the racetrack.
Yeah, they're all staying out. It's going to be interesting to see how this goes.
Oh,
they're catching a lap car at a bad spot.
Oh, they're going to let it. Gordon Larson going to give him plenty of room. You see the field start to work around him. It looked like a snake there, Robbie, just kind of snaking around that lap car.
Yeah, they slowly made their way around each other, but that could have got dicey real quick there.
Well, Robbie, we talked about how the 5/10 separated these two fields of cars. I want to show you something. There's your leader going into turn 3 right now. Jerry Glenn is leading this pack, and that's a whole straightaway of separation right now for these 5 guys lined up nose to tail, including your points leader, Jared Bogard.
Yep, here comes the WFO trucks to pit road.
Here we go. Pit stops happening this time. We're going to see if everybody can get on there straight. Zach Lindgren. Oh, Justin Richter going to slam the inside wall.
Yeah, Justin came in hot.
Justin got it in hot. It's going to be all Zach Lindgren right now leading them down. Pit stops for these guys. As you see, all of them coming into pit road. Look like maybe a fuel-only stop is there. Brady's going to come out right with them. There's Terry. Perfectly executed if they can all keep it below that yellow line. Meanwhile, your leaders are right now led by John Kennedy, and they are working their way through 3 and 4. Nobody going to pit again this time, Robbie, as the leaders stay out.
Yeah, it's going to get interesting.
Oh, A.J. Rogers comes to the pit road, but he's going to do it as a lone duck.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, it's definitely going to be rather interesting right now as you hear strategies starting to play out.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I hear the leaders talking about when they're going to pit. Looks like they're going to try and pit with 3 laps to go.
13 laps to go. That would be about 10 laps away. As you see, Kelsey Rogers, Cody Spiker, there's Scott LeCoe, and Craig Learman. All these guys going to take the fuel gamble. Meanwhile, that pack that was led by Zach Lindgren, they're working their way through the tri-oval. It's Zach Lindgren, Spence Thompson, Brady Briggs.
Yeah, it looks like Terry, unfortunately, didn't get off pit road good, and he's probably going to lose their draft.
Well, you see those trucks working through 1 and 2. Here come the lead pack of trucks down the short chute.
Yeah, the leaders are going to catch them on the back stretch, it looks like.
Definitely making ground, but one thing those guys have got going for them is up front, it's still 2 by 2, 2 rows deep. And then you've got Scott LeCoe and Craig Learman kind of just running a little bit of separation.
Yeah, they're hanging back just a little bit, but I tell you what, if I'm in that 6, if I'm one of those 6 drivers right now, you know, and I'm looking at what's going on, you got 2 teammates there in the 36 and the 22. Then you got the 42 and the 711 who aren't teammates, and then you got the 17 and the 43 who aren't teammates. If I'm
oh! Cody Spiker with a huge shove to Kelsey Rogers. Gonna get the 36 truck a little bit out of shape, and that's gonna separate that top lane, Robbie.
Yeah,
teammates work together no more on the outside, and it's gonna be John Kennedy, David Heiser right now with a little separation.
Yeah, they need to regroup down on the bottom, get it formed back up, and get going.
Well, Robbie, there's some places where you can push me, and there's some that you can't. And right there through the tri-oval, as Cody Spiker, Kelsey Rogers found out, one of the dangerous places to make a push.
Yeah, most definitely not where you want to be pushing somebody. Not a smart move there to push in the tri-oval. These trucks do not like anything on their bumpers in the corners.
Well, here we go. John Kennedy going to continue to lead another lap. Will be 10 laps to go this time. 61 of the 70 ran so far. We've had 2 cautions. If you're keeping up at home, there are your leaders going through 1 and 2. Zach Linger in the WFO stable now caught Terry Mason. AJ Rogers looks to be almost tagged up to the back of this thing. They're going through 3 and 4 right now, so we'll pan out just a little bit. As you see them go through 3 and 4, there they are coming off of 4. Then you go back and you take a look right here at this second pack working their way through 3 and 4. That's your lead pack. Zach Lingren and the WFO camp pitted were the first trucks to pit, as they've now put the tri-oval distance on them. We're inside of 10 to go, Robbie, 9 to go. You've got to wonder, there's quite a few strategies starting to play out.
Yeah, the strategies are starting to play out, and it looks like the 36 and the 22 are hooked back up and trying to push their way back to the front.
Well, here we go. We'll go back to that lead pack now. And it is going to be Kelsey Rogers and Cody Spikers. They're going to push their way by John Kennedy and David Heiser. We're inside 9 laps to go. It's going to be interesting to see if we see anybody pit here, if they're going to stick to the strategy of 3 to go. No takers this time. They're going to continue to run up front. Cody Spiker left the door open just a little bit. John Kennedy started to stick the nose in there. Wisely thought better of it.
Yeah, Cody drifted up just a tad.
You see him kind of working the bottom right there, Robbie. Those trucks have to be getting light. There's not a lot of fuel left in the fuel cells.
No, definitely not a lot of fuel left in these fuel cells. These guys are definitely starting to burn off the fuel.
Curtis Kelly out there in the chat said if there is a caution, I wonder if they have enough fuel with caution laps. That's going to be something interesting, Curtis, as I really hadn't thought a lot about it. With a caution right now, you're going to go green with inside of 5 laps to go, so it will be interesting to see. However, a lot of these trucks, will take a look through the field. You see the lead pack, they're single filed out. Then you go to Zach Lindgren, and those guys, they're single filed out. You take a look at Jerry Glenn still leading that pack of single filed trucks there. Take a look at
Curtis, I'll be honest with you, man. I think even with the caution, they're not going to be able to make it, especially the guys that have stayed out at this point. As hard as they've been racing, I think they're burning more fuel than they expected. So I don't think they'd be able to make it, but you never know.
Well, here we go. It's going to be interesting. Kelsey Rogers looks for his first career win in the truck things, as does Cody Spiker, John Kennedy, David Heiser, Scott LeCoe, and Craig Learman. Here comes John Kennedy to pit road, going to bring David Heiser with him.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this works out for those guys. See where they tag up behind the WFO trucks.
Well, here we are. They're on pit road, Robbie. We're going to take a look right now. Zach Lindgren and that WFO 4-truck tandem going to make its way into turn 3. As here we go, I already see movement off of pit road. It looks like Scott LeCoe David Heise, there's Kennedy, Craig Learman. They're going to make their way off. As you've got to stay below the blend line, you see trucks start to come around. That is that pack that was led by Jerry Glenn and Jared Mogard. And then in the distance, there it is. There's that WFO 4-truck tandem. Going to be interesting to see, as these guys did not lose a lap when they pitted. And they are going to go around that pack that had just pitted there.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you've got this truck, and that's still not your lead truck, as your leader's all the way inside of 5 to go, and they're in turns 1 and 2, Robbie. That's the truck of Kelsey Rogers and Cody Spiker.
Yeah, they've got to be gambling on the caution.
Well, you see them continue to work down the backstretch there, as they're going to beat the lead cars, but on the tail end. But Robbie, check this out. You go a little further back, and there's Jared Wishon, Anthony C., and Ryan Daniels. They're actually going to run 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now.
Yeah. That's true. They may have been saving fuel this entire run. They weren't up in that pack.
Well, if they're saving it, they're not going to be able to save it much longer, because you take a look back, there's Spence Thompson leading that 4-car WFO train down the backstretch. They're fixing to catch that pack of Trevor Harmon, Jared Mogard, and some others.
Yeah, the leaders are pitting now, so it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
There's Cody Spiker as he comes to look, already coming off of pit road. Kelsey Rogers had an extended stop. Oh! Cody Spiker almost loses it, and here we go, Robbie. There's the lead pack coming around. They're going to form back up, and it's going to look like this. Spence Thompson going to lead that 4-car train around the front. Trevor Harmon's up there in the mix, as well as Jared Mogard now, and the 49 of Sawyer Ott.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But like you said, right now, though, Anthony C., Jared Wishon, Cody Spiker, they're still out there.
Yeah, we're going to take a look now, as it's going to be Anthony C. is your new race leader right now. Ryan Daniels right there on the tail end of the lead lap. So it's Aiden Young and Ryan Daniels there on the tail end of the lead lap. Your leader's actually the 98 truck of Anthony C. and then Jared Wishon.
Yeah, this is getting intense, folks. Right now, they got a 10-second lead over Spence Thompson and his pack.
Here's the leaders, folks, and we're going to show you where 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th are running. That's right there in your screen. We've got 136 of you out there watching the closing laps. It's 3 to go. Who's going to roll the dice, find pay dirt here at the Daytona International Speedway? We're going to know soon. 2 laps to go. It's Anthony C., Jared Wishon leading the field right now. They've still got Aiden Young out there. He's the last truck on the lead lap.
Yeah, they lost a 2.5 seconds that lap to Spence and Zach, so I'm starting to think these guys are only running 3/4 throttle around this track.
Well, that
speed is 10 miles an hour slower than the backpack.
That 4-truck tandem right there, led by Spence Thompson. They're fueled up, they're digging, and it is starting to close, ladies and gentlemen. It's definitely going to get exciting.
Oh, Anthony's out of gas.
The leader is out of fuel. Anthony C. runs out of fuel. Coming to the white flag. It's just Jared Wishon now. Caution flag's going to fly. Holy cow, Robbie.
Where's the caution?
I'm not sure. That's what I'm looking for. Not exactly sure what the caution fell for. Nonetheless, we're 1 lap to go, Robbie. Jared Wishon's less than 2 miles away from picking up the win on a fuel strategy. I hear him shut it off, Robbie. Did it die, or is he coasting?
I think he's coasting.
He may be coasting. The field going to catch up behind him. Pace car's going to lead him through turns 4 one final time. Ladies and gentlemen, 140 of you.
He's on the bottom. He's trying to get all the fuel into it he can.
Looks like the 91 car, Jerry Glenn, may be out of fuel as it's slow through 3 and 4.
Jerry Glenn is out of fuel.
Jerry Glenn's out of fuel. Here comes Jared with Sean. Is there enough left in the tank? Did he pull off the miracle?
Oh, he's got fuel. He's got fuel. I guarantee he ran half throttle.
Jared with Sean's going to pick up his first ever career Monday Night Thunder Series win here at Daytona International Speedway. Does it on a fuel strategy. Spence Thompson, Zach Lindgren, Brady Briggs, Terry Mason, AJ Rogers. A few of those that pitted that are going to come up just short. Holy cow, Robbie.
I have no clue. No clue how he made it. I'll be honest with you. He should have ran out with 3 laps to go. As you saw, several trucks were running out of fuel. The only thing I can think, honestly, is he literally ran half throttle for most of that race.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you just saw one of the best races of the year here at the Daytona International Speedway, the SimSpec Monday Night Thunder's final trip to the beach. Definitely ends in dramatic fashion, Robbie, as you know, you heard Zach and them say, if it goes green. Yeah. Zach was betting that it wouldn't go green. That whole third and final segment goes green except for the caution that comes out with 2 laps to go. And it's going to be Jared Vachon to pick up the win on fuel mileage.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
Holy cow, we're going to have top 3 interviews as Robbie starts to make his way down to those drivers. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed what you just watched. I hope you enjoyed spending your Monday night with us here at Backwards Hat Productions, as it's always fun to call these super speedway races for that very reason right there. Robbie, I believe LaShawn may not have enough fuel to make it back around. I saw him shaking the truck.
I think he's just trying to make sure he has enough for burnout, but I don't think he's going to be able to burn it down.
Here we go. We're going to see if he burns it down on the front straightaway. Looks like he will have enough fuel. You hear him start to rev it up. Look at that. The Yee energy drink's going to bring home the win tonight. The 96 truck out of Carolina. That's Jared Vachon.
How about that? And I think he just ran out of gas.
Think it just ran out of gas. It's going to be a prolonged victory celebration. Well, Robbie, wow. I believe you've made your way down where you're standing by with 3rd place Zach Lindgren.
Zach Lindgren, Robbie Butler, Backwards Hat Production booth. Got a copy, bud?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, talked to you at the end of the 2nd stage. You said if we go green, there's going to be some interesting strategy calls. It went green.
Wow.
And let me ask you this,
okay?
Because I'm still trying to wrap my brain around this. Because my calculation said you guys should have ran out with like 3.5 laps to go.
Mm-hmm.
How did he do that?
Well, before my dogs lose their minds, I'll try to explain it to you. Jared and Anthony are probably arguably one of the best when it comes to strategies at Super Speedway. When we went to another league and we raced at Daytona, we pulled out another strategy and we all pretty much ran out right at the line. So, I mean, it was I don't know how they did it, buddy, but it was something.
I tell you though, man, I tell you and Spence and Brady and Terry there looked like you guys had the winning strategy there, though. It looked like you guys pitted at the right time. We're going to be able to run everybody down. And then right there at the end with trucks running out of gas, it looked like because of the difference in speed with the trucks are out of gas and the trucks on the track, it looks like caution was thrown for that by iRacing. So unfortunately, about a lap and a half from seeing whether or not this was going to be a battle to the end.
Yeah, oh man, if we would have gone green, we would have caught him. His help ran out of gas, and he was just alone out there. He was just a sitting duck. We would have just flown past him. I really wished we went green. I'm not gonna lie, but we'll take the top 3.
Yeah, most definitely, brother. Definitely was a good run for you. Now, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, before we go, I just want to thank Five Star Drafting for putting a sponsor on my car, BA Graphics for putting a paint on my car, everyone out there cheering me on in the chat, everyone in the chat watching, you guys up here in the broadcast booth doing it. I apologize for the voices in the back, but to everyone that's ever helped me, WFO, iRacing, just everyone.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, best of luck moving forward in the season, and good run for you, brother.
Thank you, buddy.
Once again, that was third place finisher tonight, Zach Lindgren, and one of the wildest finishes we've seen here. I see a lot of comments out in the chat about the caution and it ending under caution. The iRacing.com server format will end races under caution. It's not something that was done by the league, I can assure you. Robbie Buckner, your head race official tonight, it was not an admin thrown caution. It's just simply one of those things, Robbie, where you mentioned a lot of these trucks could have been registering out of gas. Somebody could have stopped, ran out of gas and stopped on the apron, and the caution flew.
Basically what happened, I went back and looked at it, and what happened is as the trucks were running out of fuel and coming to an end there, several trucks were down on the apron running extremely slow. With iRacing, it does a calculation of speed to the cars around you. And if your speed is below a certain amount and the car is within so close, it'll throw a caution. So basically what happened is one of the trucks that ran out of gas was down on the bottom. The cars were running on the bottom trying to catch up to each other, and unfortunately it brought out a caution. iRacing controls all cautions. That wasn't thrown by any admins in the series. You know, yeah, just like you guys, we'd have loved to have seen how this thing was going to play out, and would have definitely enjoyed seeing it to the end, but unfortunately ends under caution, and you know, don't want to take anything away from a great race and great strategies.
Well, Robbie, here we go. I believe you're now standing by with second place finisher tonight, Spence Thompson.
Spence Thompson, Robbie Buckner, backwards hat, got a copy?
Yes, sir, Robbie.
Well, brother, looked like you had a strategy that could possibly win it. Till right there with about 5-6 laps ago, I think everybody finally realized, oh crap, those guys are on a fuel run and they might make it. Tell us about your night, brother.
Tell you what, man, we had a heck of an up and down night tonight, dude. The strategy at the end could not have played out a little bit better. If it wasn't for that last caution flag, man, we hated to see that. We were all kind of a little dejected when that caution came out, but we were so confident with the strategy that we stick to all night long. Definitely the strategy at the get-go of the race was just kind of fall back, let the race play out, you know, keep the truck out of trouble all night long. We definitely did that part of it. During that second stage, we restarted third there behind our teammates Zach Lindgren and Brady Briggs there, and figured, you know, under the caution we were kind of talking about what we wanted to do during that second stage, if we wanted to try to stay up front or fall to the back. At that point, when we were starting 1, 2, 3, we just decided to see what the trucks could do up front. We definitely showed that we definitely had a lot of strength up on the top groove tonight. All the WFO trucks did a phenomenal job tonight, man. It just says a lot about the brotherhood and the cooperation of this team. And you know, I wouldn't rather drive for a different team other than these guys right here, man. I've got their backs. I know they got mine. Just a heck of a day overall for this whole WFO organization, man.
Heck yeah, brother. Definitely was a good race. Technically 3 cautions all night. Good clean runs. A lot of people came into this race expecting to see a lot of cautions, but that whole last stage pretty much went caution free until right there at the end, when cars started running out of gas and slowing up on the track, causing the caution to come out there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was definitely gonna get interesting with how you had to make that one pit stop during that last run there, and it was definitely gonna throw a good wrench into the deal there, which is always kind of exciting to be able to, you know, play out a little bit of strategy calls on what you want to do, what lap you want to pit, who you're going to pit with. Of course, you got your teammates with you. Yeah, like I said, mostly once we got, settled in during the second stage or during the final stage there, it was really a big discussion among all of us there, like what time, what lap do we want to go in, how much fuel we're going to take. The strategy call definitely, like I said, could not have worked out a little bit better. I mean, it could have worked out a little bit better if we, were able to run it all the way to the finish under green, but it's still a heck of a day for the whole WFO Motorsports organization, man. It could not be any prouder of all these guys tonight. Like I said too, the race couldn't have gone any better for us, man. It was just a great day all around for us, man. The pit stop at the end was, perfect. All of us were able to get into the pit stalls easy in, easy out, get back on the track, get back up to speed smoothly all together, run in a line, got back up to speed, run all the leaders down, because a lot of them ran out near the end of it, or a couple of them ran out near the end of it, but we were sticking to what our game plan was, man, and it worked out.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Anybody want to give a shout out before we let you go?
Absolutely, man. First off, got to thank Sylvega Naturals and SimSpec PCs for sponsoring the truck. Everybody at WFO Motorsports that sponsors all the trucks here. Big shout out to Zach Lindgren, Brady Briggs, and Terry Mason on their top 5 finishes today. Congrats to Jared Wishon on the win there at the end. Big thanks to you guys up in the booth for broadcasting this thing tonight. Hopefully it was an exciting race for you guys and the fans. Big thanks to all the guys that do the work in this league. You, Bradley, and then all the admins that do the work there, as well as keeping this league running. Heck of a day, and we'll be back here tomorrow night in the Cup cars. Do it all over again.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Congratulations again on a solid second place finish, and we'll see you next week.
10-4, thank you.
Once again, that was second place driver Spence Thompson tonight in his Vega Naturals number 89 truck. Gonna bring it home second. A little bit of bittersweetness there in Spence's voice, as he's always gonna be happy with a top 5. But man, Robbie, the strategy there, the caution at the end, so many crazy things to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of stuff to talk about. It's crazy as all get out. Do want to address one thing. Jack Skellington, everybody in iRacing has been asking for green, white checkers for a while. So you're not the only one there, brother. But you have the good and the bad with the green, white checkers. I mean, a race could technically go on forever with them. But no one wants to see it end under caution, but unfortunately it did. And now we're going to get a word with our winner tonight. The number 96 PRA Yee energy drink of Jared Wishon. Jared Wishon, Robbie Buckner backwards hat production. You got a copy?
I sure do.
All right. Here's the question on all the viewers' minds right now, and it's a question on my mind right now. And it's a 2-part question. Number 1, were you actually going to make it all the way to the end without that caution?
No. I would have ran out going down the back or into 3.
All right. So the caution helped you.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Number 2, how in the world did you save that much gas?
I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I was just riding there behind Anthony, and then I think Blake seen that we was going to be close, so he backed off, and then we all kind of backed off, and I don't really know, to be honest with you, but somehow we did it.
I tell you, bro, that was impressive. We're watching there, trying to see if they're going to catch you guys, if you were going to make it, if you're going to run out of gas. We saw Anthony run out of gas first. Then we're like, oh no, what's going to happen here? Is Jared going to be able to make it? And then caution comes out, and then we're watching you down the backstretch through turns 3 and 4 on the bottom. It's like, is he ran out of gas? But looked like he had just enough to do a small burnout.
Yeah, Anthony had one less lap than I did, so I probably would have ran out somewhere around where he did. But yeah.
I'm going to cut in for a minute here. I normally don't do it. I let Robbie handle the victory lane. But I've got to know, Jared Wishon, you've had some strong runs on the Cup side of things. You've joked around about how if you could only get it going on the truck side of things tonight, you officially punched that ticket. You can call yourself a winner in the SimSpec Monday Night Thunder Series. Dramatic fashion here at the World Center of Racing, Daytona International Speedway. Man, how's it feel?
It feels pretty great, because we was probably going to make it on points, because we was, I think, 3rd or something, but the win definitely helps. And going into one of my least favorite tracks at Kentucky, it's definitely going to be a good momentum booster for sure.
All right. Well, I'll let Robbie. Like I said, I'll let Robbie take back over the interview. I hope it didn't steal your thunder there, Rob. I had to talk to this guy. Did I?
Stole all of it.
Stole all of it.
Stole my next question and everything.
Oh well, skip a few note cards there, and I'll let you continue on.
No, honestly though, Jared, like Bradley said, you've been real fast on the Cup side, been struggling on the truck side. It's good to see you get your first career win, brother. The first career win for PRA, if I'm not mistaken, too, right?
Sure is.
Well, heck yeah. You guys are building on something there in the NMNTS Truck Series, man. I tell you, you guys look like you were working together real well tonight. What's it like having teammates that you're able to work with?
It was very, very helpful here at the plate tracks because me and Brandon had a plan at the beginning to just come in and ride at the back. And then unfortunately he got some damage under a caution there, so that kind of put him behind. And then it was just me and Anthony there. And we was able to just ride in the back and run how we wanted to run.
Heck yeah, brother. Before we let you go celebrate, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
I'd like to thank PRA for letting me run for them, Ethica, Icon for coming on board this year, and my teammates definitely for the night for the help. And I'd like to wish a happy birthday to Anthony. It's his birthday today. Almost got the win on his birthday. And thank you guys for broadcasting.
Hey, no problem. Well, definitely a big happy birthday to Anthony out there. And all I know, Jared, is eventually I need to see a Rick and Morty. Just saying.
I don't know. We got some schemes lined up, but I don't know.
Pickle Rick. Pickle Rick.
We'll think about it.
Heck yeah, brother. Well, congratulations again on your first career win here in the NMNTS Series. You joined a long list of accomplished drivers here on the iRacing Series to win, and look forward to seeing you etch your name in that book more.
Thank you.
Once again, from the BA Graphics victory lane, that was tonight's winner, Jared Washawn. Holy cow, Robbie. Once again, there's not much you can say about this race we haven't said already. It had everything, the suspense, the drama. You know, you heard it from the man there, Robbie. He wasn't going to make it.
No, he wasn't going to make it. He was honest. He wasn't going to make it. So it would have been exciting to see what would have happened going down there into 3 and 4 if he'd have ran out of gas. Because one thing that we didn't talk about, and I'm gonna go ahead and state it right now because the joke has always been made a bunch. But Zach Lingren, Spence Thompson, Brady Briggs, Terry Mason, yeah, all WFO, all teammates, all good. But I can promise you this much: the 51 and the 90 at the back of that pack, we're going to make a move to try and win that thing if they realize they had a chance to win it.
Oh yeah, we've said it many times. No team orders in WFO. You know, the only ever thing that's been said is, don't wreck a team truck for a win. But it was going to get exciting, and those guys weren't going to be content on a Spence Thompson back-to-back win. They weren't going to let him have the back-to-back send-off, I can guarantee you. So it's definitely, what coulda, shoulda, woulda been. You heard a little bit of the bittersweetness in Zach's voice, and Zach, as always, just one of the best personalities here in the NMNTS series. But I tell you what we're going to do now is run down the final standings after a wild 70 laps that saw a little bit of everything, some aggressiveness at the beginning. You had the big one. We kind of waited around for a second one. It didn't really happen that way.
Yeah, I want to do something real quick. We don't normally do this, but I want to do it because this dude deserves a little bit of TV time tonight after the season he's had.
All right.
Brady Briggs, Robbie Button, Backwards Hat Production Booth. Got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I got you, Robbie. Go ahead.
Hard luck, bad luck, tough luck, whatever you want to call it. Luck has not been on your side this year. Finally get a top 5 finish tonight, brother. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling great, Robbie. That was just a fun race. I hope the fans liked it as well because it had me on the edge of my seat. The strategy was going to play out so good, but that last yellow kind of took that from us. But I think we'll take 2nd through 5th. It was a great night for us there.
Heck yeah, brother. We've talked about it week in, week out that all you need is a little bit of luck on your side, and it'll start turning around for you. Last week, you come home just outside the top 10. This week, top 5. Feels like that momentum's starting to build for you, and we're going to a 1.5 miles next week where you tend to excel. What you think?
I think the odds are good. I think we can get another top 5 here. We definitely got momentum going, so hopefully we can keep this luck streak, stay out of trouble, and get another top 5.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before I let you go?
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to you guys for bringing this broadcast to the fans, all our sponsors that make it possible, everybody at WFO. You know, this league is just so much fun. So just happy to be a part of it here.
Well, heck yeah, brother. Again, congratulations on the solid 4th place finish tonight. Just wanted to give you a little airtime, a little love. I know you've had a rough season, so it's good to see you bring it home in the top 5 tonight.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. You have a good one.
Once again, that was Brady Briggs. He started 17th, finished 4th, picked up 13 spots, Robbie, on a career-high finish here at the Daytona International Speedway. We'll now go down, do a little run-through of the complete standings after 70 laps. Jared with Sean. Gamble's Big finds pay dirt here at the Daytona International Speedway for the final time of the 2018 campaign for the Monday Night Thunder Series trucks. Spence Thompson, the 2016 Monday Night Thunder Series champion, going to come home in 2nd. 3rd will be Zach Lindgren. 4th, the man we just talked to, Brady Briggs. And how about this, Robbie? Another guy that had a turnaround race. Terry Mason's going to collect a top 5 and his highest finish for WFO.
Heck yeah, it's awesome to see Terry finish in the top 5. Coming home 6th be the 19 A.J. Rogers. Your points leader, Jared Mogart, comes home 7th. Sawyer Art 8th. David Heiza, the late pitch strategy is going to kind of work against him as he comes home 9th. And Craig Lerman's going to come home 10th.
Cody Spiker's going to finish 11th. John Kennedy, the driver out of Illinois, finishes 12th. Scott LeCoe, 13th. Blake Fallone's going to finish 14th. And Kelsey Rogers out of the Midwest region going to round out your top 15.
16th is going to be the 98 Anthony C. as he ran out of gas going down the backstretch. 2 laps to go. 17th will be Aiden Young. 18th, Trevor Harmon. 19th, Mark Richter. And 20th will be Jerry Glenn.
Gordon Larson, who got caught up in the early calamity there through the trial, was going to rally back. Not the finish he'd want, but only 1 lap down in the top 20. Or 21st, actually. 22nd will be the Iceman, Ryan Daniels out of New England. Chris Baines, another heartbreak for the driver. The Riot Motorsports driver in the 82 truck, going to finish 23rd after starting 5th. Brandon Parsons will be 24th. And rounding out your 25, out of Florida, Blaine Falone.
Coming home 26th will be PJ Popham. 27th, Tyler Justice got caught up in the very first wreck of the night. Tough break for him. I know he was looking forward to the night. 28th will be Joe Bichette. 29th, Jackson Allen. And rounding out your top 30 would be the 8 of James McKee.
31st will be the winner here from February, Mark Broderick, as he finishes 62 laps down, got caught up in that wreck. Then you'll see Clayton Kurtz. Didn't make the start, Robbie. Unforeseen issues going to force the 16 truck out early.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there for Clayton, but it was good to see him show up tonight. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make the actual race, but definitely good to see him out there.
Well, that's going to wrap it up here on your Monday edition of Backwards Hat Productions. 70 laps with the NMNTS Monday Night Thunder Series. Always exciting, Robbie. This race, no different.
Yeah, no different. Definitely was a good, exciting night. It was good to see all the fans out there. I think at one point I looked, we had 150 people watching. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. And hopefully everybody enjoyed the race tonight. I know it didn't end on the note everybody was wanting, but in the long run, I think it was a great race. I think everybody got a good show. And as Jack Skellington said, looks like Anthony and Jared may have been running 10 feet of fuel line there.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe the old Harry Hog, we're going to give you a fuel line holding an extra gallon of gas, as Jared with Sean going to once again roll the dice, find pay dirt here, punching his ticket. The first career win for the driver out of Carolina in the Monday Night Thunder Series. If you didn't get enough action tonight, we're going to be off tomorrow night, but you can join us right back here from Daytona in the NMNTS Series. It'll be Max Speed TV having the coverage. Josh Medlock on the call. Robbie Buckner up in their booth with him. We'll be under the lights tomorrow night as it's the BA Graphics Cup Series. And then Wednesday night, get ready, folks, as it's another night in the dirt here at Backwards Hat Productions. Going to kick off our 2 nights of dirt coverage with the NMNTS Dirt Series as they will
Track
continue
Nationals.
the short track nationals. And then Thursday night to cap off the week, it's another Wing Thursday with the Ram Series and the 360 sprint cars, Robbie, as we go to the quarter mile speedway of Lima Land.
Yeah, it'll be an action-packed night. It'll be interesting to see if anybody can knock the Rocky Top Outlaw off the top of the mountain. He's won 2 in a row going into this week, so it's going to be exciting to watch. And don't forget, last race we had in the NMNTS Dirt Series was a barn burner as well, as Chris Arencia had several runs in during the race. Looks like he's going to come back out this week looking for revenge and try and get back to the top of the board.
Not only that, you go to Thursday night with the dirt side of things, the Wing sprint cars, and the Rocky Top Outlaw kind of threw down the gauntlet last night and said, last Thursday night and said, I'd be willing to give everybody help because I need some competition up here.
Oh yeah, hey, if you want a setup, he said he'll give it to you. If he's gonna beat you, he wants to beat you with the best. So it'll be interesting to see. But it's definitely been exciting to watch the Rocky Top Outlaw this year in the Wing Thursday night for the Ram Series. It's fun to watch the Evo Outlaw and the Outside Outlaw and all the outlaws of the NMNTS Dirt Pro Late Model Series, including not limited to Laurel Havens and the Havens Nation. So it'll be exciting Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, once again, that's going to wrap up our coverage from the Daytona International Speedway with the Monday Night Thunder Series. We hope you all have a safe week, and hopefully you'll join us back here Wednesday night for some dirt racing. For Robbie Buckner, I'm Bradley Wilson. This is the widely imitated, never duplicated Backwards Hat Productions. You all have a safe week, and we hope to see you Wednesday.